Alright, so today in this video we are going to break down the difference between following your process correctly, doing exactly what you're supposed to do each day on the market, waiting for opportunity to present itself, and then we are going to break down the opposite. We're going to break down what happens when you don't follow process correctly, when you're over trading, when you have them blinders on and you cannot focus and you're stuck in the emotional battle in being your worst enemy, right? Because this is very important. As traders, we have one job, and that's to find a process that works, find a strategy we can rely on, and then our job is to execute it. If we can do this properly, we can then crush the market and become successful and trade without any fear. Learn to really build that confidence. But today in this video, I want to show you what happens when we don't do that. I want to show you some very simple ways I can identify it and then learn to walk away. Right? We're going to be opening up the journal and breaking down these 2 days, January 27th, 2025. Right? On this day, I lost $610. I took 3 trades. And then I'm going to show you the next day I executed 1 trade properly and made all that money back and then some. Right? So one day I took 3 losing trades where I broke character on each one, and we're going to break down what I did wrong. And then the next day, executed flawlessly on 1 trade and made more money than all 3 of those losses, right? So I really want to differentiate the difference here. I want to really explain in depth, in detail, the difference between following your process and breaking character. Right, so the days, like I said, we're going to be talking about is 1/27/2025. And for this, I'm going to break out the journal. Right, so this is how I journal my trades. I have a lot of traders that ask me how I do this. And in my course of Trader Bootcamp, I break down this extensively because journaling is such an important part to trading. Until you learn to dive deep into yourself, really become accountable, you do not stand a chance in the market. Think about it. Everybody wants to become successful in this game. But do you really deserve it? Have you really digested all your losing trades to a level of detail where you start to learn and become aware of where it is you're actually making mistakes? What's costing you the most money? What's costing you your dreams, your consistency? Have you really dove deep into that? Right? Because until you do, until I did, I had no clue, and I just literally kept repeating errors over and over. It wasn't until 1 month where I had 18 losing days out of 21 where I really started to realize, I was like, all right, what's wrong? What do all these trades have in common? Right? And today we're going to break down what those trades usually have in common. Right? So the chart you're going to see here before you, this was a Monday morning, which is very important, right? Because I was very eager. See, as traders, we have that philosophy or that paradigm where we think the harder we work, the more money we make. See, this is how we've been programmed to think, right? We go to school, we get tons of homework. The harder you study, the better you do, right? And at a young age, we start to really adopt this way of thinking for everything, right? This is what we call a paradigm. It's a way of thought. It's a philosophy. Whether or not it helps us in the market, that's what we're going to debate today. So Monday morning, I'm very eager, right? Market opens up and you're going to see here tons of buyers come into the market, right? Buyers show up off open print and price gets very extended away from it, right? And once again, before I go any further, I know you guys are going to want to comment below on where I went wrong and what I could have done better, right? And I appreciate that. But once again, hindsight's 20/20. The purpose of this video is to really highlight the mental issues, not the technical issues. Right? So once again, Monday morning, coming into the market, very eager to make money, and price rallies off the open. Right? Look how extended we are from all my moving averages and number 1 open print. So for everybody that follows me, you guys know I have a very simple 3-step strategy, and when executed properly, this yields a 75% win ratio. The simple 3 steps is to trade off of open print or a critical level, that's a pit number. Number 2 is a moving average cross, and then number 3 is an RBI GBI entry. Right? So that is my process. That is what I look to trade each and every single day. This is what it looks like. Price comes up to the open. We get the moving average cross. We get the red bar that's ignored. We go long, stop below it, right? Very, very simple strategy. But once again, it's only as good as my ability to execute it. My inability to execute it will lead me to this, right? If I'm not following it correctly, if I'm being impatient, if I'm being eager, this is what I get, right? So once again, price just rallies here off the open, and now we have ourselves a situation, right? Because look how far away price is. For me to trade my strategy properly, I would need another critical level, and there was no critical level within sight. Therefore, I have no edge, right? Price rallies up, and instead of realizing, hey, price is too far away from a critical level, I should be patient until it comes back, right? Or maybe I should just walk away, right? Instead of doing that, I decide I'm going to chase this long, right? I am going to break character and decide, hey, yeah, I'm just going to follow 2 of the 3 steps. Why would I do something like this? Why would I not trade my process correctly, right? And the main reason I can come up with is it's Monday morning, I'm eager to get into the market, and I'm missing it, right? FOMO is a very important, FOMO kills more retail traders than anything else. Think of all the money you have just trashed because your inability to walk away from the charts, right? So why did I not trade this process correctly? Monday morning, missed morning move up, felt eager to be a part of it, overwatching the charts, trying to create opportunity versus waiting for it, right? It's so important to realize, right? Because when you take full accountability, your fears, your emotions, they lose power, right? When you take full accountability and you go, all right, listen, Josh, you made 2 failed long attempts, right? The second one was even worse, right? And we're going to get into that. But the first one made no sense because it's super far away from a critical level, super extended from the 1 hour time frame, right? It literally broke all my rules. So you have to ask yourself, why did you do it? And what we've come to the conclusion is it's Monday morning, I'm missing it, and I want to be a part of it, right? So once you identify that, you now become aware to one of your weaknesses, right? So I tell this to all my clients. If you can come up with a chart of your strengths and your weaknesses, you will have a massive edge over 90% of the traders. Because most people cannot and will not dive into their losing trades to the point where they're actually going, hey, this is where I went wrong, taking full accountability, and then moving past the issue, right? Because now it's starting to make less sense, right? Next Monday, I'm going to be much more aware. And instead, I'm going to wait for my edge to present itself by all means. Right, number 2, price was very extended from a critical level, so I decided to break character versus waiting for retracement. So once again, we have a very simple strategy, but it's only as good as my ability to execute it. Instead of accepting the probability of my edge presenting itself, which is a 76% chance, in walking away, I chose to force a low probability move to hopefully satisfy ego. Right? So the edge that we trade each and every single day, right, that looks like this, the chances of this presenting itself is a 76%. That means out of 10 days, this edge will present itself 7.6 times. What happens the 2.5 days that it doesn't present itself, or we'll just call it 3? This happens. So once again, understanding that metric, understanding the chance, the probability is going to help me moving forward, right? Because of this day that this happened, I dove deep and said, hey, obviously the edge isn't going to present itself every day. How often will it present itself? And once I have that information, what am I going to do on the days it doesn't? See, this is another way to approach day trading, right? Because most traders fail not because they're winning days, but because they're losing days. I failed over and over for many years. I'd never forget, I had months with like a 90% win ratio, trading really quick scalps. And then the losing trade that I took that month would wipe me out entirely, right? Why? Because my expectations were way off, right? If I came to the conclusion, hey, this is my edge, this is my strategy, and I have to understand it's not going to present itself every single day, right? Now my expectations are proper. Now I'm not going to rush the market. I'm going to walk away from this because, listen, look how far away it is from open print. There's no critical level here. Therefore, there's no reason to trade, right? Just understanding that, understanding that information is going to be worth so much, right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to figure out what your edge is and how often it actually presents itself. Understand, hey, listen, it's not going to present itself each and every single day. Therefore, maybe I shouldn't be trading every day. Or let's develop a different strategy that we can use on those days, right? Those are just two options. Number 3, ego trading. So after getting stopped out of my initial long play, right, or stopped out of my initial long, I chose to re-enter longs when buyers showed strength at high of day, once again, not following strategy correctly, right? This one really hurt, right? Because how many times have you gotten in a trade, you got stopped out, right? I went long here, I got stopped out right here. This candle, right? Because I'm going long and I'm putting my stop below the red candle that was disrespected, right? So I got stopped out right here, and once I get stopped out here, buyers are price rallies off the EMA cloud, the 21 EMA. So when I seen that, I'm going, oh, I just got played. Large money got me, right? Man, if I just held on a little longer, I would have still been in the trade. But hey, it's all good. I could re-enter, right? That split second, when you take that out and then you decide, oh, I'm not going to let him get me. I don't get got. I'll get back in at high of day, right? We get another red bar ignored right here. We go long right here, and I literally get stopped out again. None of this represents my edge that has a 76% win ratio. All of this represents is me playing a battle against myself. I'm allowing the price to manipulate my decision-making process out of emotion. Every time this happens, we make trading errors. Every time we get into a pissing match with price action, we make trading errors. Ego trading is one of the most detrimental trading errors because you're making decisions, you're putting capital on the line, not based off emotion. Anytime you're making a decision based off emotion, you're failing, even when you're making money. So this is what happened this day. We broke into it, right? These are 3 big reasons why this trade, in my opinion, was unsuccessful. So now let's go to a day, which was literally the day after, which was successful. Let's compare, right? Because once again, we have the 127 here, which is completely unsuccessful. We took 3 trades. They all went against me. Once again, I could have walked away from this day and just been like, oh man, market wasn't working for me. Or worse, market got me. Large money played me. It was chop, shitty price action, all that bullshit that we tell ourselves. Or we could dive deep and figure out, hey, what's the difference here between a good day and a bad day? What are some things that I can control? What are some things that I can't control? Let's have the serenity and really identify that. That way, we have more accountability. We have that much more knowledge. We have that much more power. And then we build that much more confidence in ourselves. See, self-control isn't something you just have or are born with. Self-control is something you become aware of. You become aware of what works. So then it doesn't make sense to do it anymore. That is why losing trades are so vital to us becoming better in the market. You can watch your favorite YouTuber. He could tell you not to do X, Y, and Z. But the only way you're truly going to stop making those bad decisions is to really demonstrate, hey, this is a good day, this is a bad day. On good days, I do this. On bad days, I do this. Right? You have to reprogram your mind. You have to shift that paradigm and really differentiate what's working from what isn't. So if you go to 128 here the next day, you're going to see very, very simple. Price sells off open print in the morning. I don't take a trade. Why? Because there's no RBI. There's no GBI. And ready? There's no moving average cross. Therefore, I have no business trading this. None. This right here is no decision making. My edge is not there. So when price looks like this, I'm literally just accepting it and not making a move. Right? What's the difference? Acceptance. When price looks like this, I'm not making a move. What did price look like here? The same exact thing. We were rallying off open print. But once again, there's no RBI. We're getting extended from the open. Therefore, there's no move. I'm accepting that my edge is not there. Therefore, I don't know what's going to happen. It could keep going, but I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm not going to make an emotional decision. I'm only going to execute when my edge presents itself. Why? Because it didn't work yesterday. That's it. And you literally become aware. Hey, listen, when I do X, I get X result. Everything is cause and effect, right? When I break character, when I chase trades, when I feel eager, I don't make money. Very simple. Cause, effect. Chase trades, unprofitable trade. Stay patient, wait for edge, 76% win ratio. Bam. Right? We must differentiate what works from what isn't. Once again, price is rallying far away. I make no decision. Price rallies back up to open print. Go figure. Right? We're starting to identify a pattern here. Price rallies up to open print. We get the red bar. We get the moving average cross. When price looks like this, my edge has presented itself. Therefore, I'm in the trade, targeting whatever upside target I had. Literally, on this one trade, because I was patient, because I waited, I was able to capitalize on 103% ROI, making all the money back that I lost the day before and then some off one trade. But it's not the trade that paid me, right? The market just does what the market does. The market doesn't know you, therefore it's not trying to disrespect you, it's not trying to trick you. You trick yourself. Your inability to follow a process causes you to overtrade, overthink, overleverage, chase, not stop out of your positions, right? How about that? What if those 3 trades from the day before, what if I wasn't able to handle loss? What if I wasn't able to cut my losers when I was supposed to? I would have lost way more money than I was able to. And then maybe I wouldn't have had the money to capitalize on this. If I blew my account out 127 just because the market was getting me, if I held on to that initial long, I would have made my money back. Therefore, I'm going to hold on to this short here that I took, right? Like, we conjure up all this shit in our mind, and we got to really start to understand these principles, risk reward, the law of averages, all these principles that we use are there for a reason. Just like the law of gravity that we talk about, right? My knowledge, my awareness of this law will keep me from jumping off a roof. Why? Because if I jump off the roof, I'm going to die. It's that simple. If I break character and don't follow risk reward, I'm not going to be a successful trader. It's that simple. Nobody can do that. It's not specific, doesn't discriminate, doesn't matter who you are. If you do not follow the principle, you get burned. 127, I did not follow my edge. I did not follow my strategy. I broke the principle, therefore I lost money. 128, what I do, followed my edge. I stayed patient and I executed when I was supposed to. I made money. Right? So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. The purpose of this video was to really, once again, differentiate what works from what doesn't, right? Become completely aware. Hold yourself accountable because nobody else is going to. Nobody cares if you become consistent or not. Nobody cares if you obtain your dream, right? You need to care and really ask yourself, do you deserve it? I'm Joshua Salvetti. Hope you guys like this video. Make sure you hit a like, subscribe for more content, click the links below, and I will send you data reports so that you can learn our edge. I'll see you in the next video.